away from the beautiful sun and coming here inside where we are going to be talking about all these policy important challenges that the current European reality is facing. It's all the topics here as part of the New Economy Leadership Summit and later at the Smart City Summit are a clear reflection of the challenges that we all see and the challenges that our continent is facing. I will try to, since we are quite late already, I will cut my speech absolutely short in order to be able to present here this great content that we all gonna be listening to, starting with our friends and partners from MasterCard and Artur Turemka, who is going to tell us more about he's leading the Balkan countries team of the world's fastest payment network system, now operating in more than 200 countries worldwide. And he will be speaking about financial inclusion through innovative state-of-art of payment solutions. So, Artur, please join me on the stage.
Thank you. Can I ask to switch on my presentation before I get started? Welcome everyone, good afternoon. It's always a pleasure being on Webit, and I have to rephrase what I said last year when I had the honor to talk about digital transformation. At that time I quoted Bulgarian president who said, and I have to repeat it, that Bulgaria is not anymore the country of yogurt, Bulgaria is the country of internet. And this day I want to quote him again. He said during the opening ceremony that everyone is important. And that brought me to the conclusion also why talking about financial inclusion matters and why talking about financial inclusion is important. We are today here on a stream with limited participations. Thank you very much that you came and found it useful, about new economy and the leadership. And of course there are plenty of challenges and plenty of issues while we are talking about politics, while we are talking about economy. We could list them a lot. We at MasterCard, being a technology company and representing payment industry, would like to talk about the challenge from our domain, which is financial inclusion. Why financial inclusion matters and why financial inclusion is so important to drive and to move forward new economy and how to lead in this economy within all the political issues and challenges. We see that around 1/3 of globe's population is excluded from financial products and services. And it doesn't mean that they don't deal with the money. They deal with cash. They deal with cash that is expensive. They deal with cash systems that are not transparent. That deal with cash that supports shadow economy. They deal with cash losing at the same time a lot of losing the fact that they are not connected to the global economy. They are not connected to more digital and connected environment. So we as a technology company are not working only with the financial institutions. We do work more and more across the globe with the governments, telecommunications company, NGOs, IT companies, merchants, and at the moment, globally, we support around 1,000 government programs in more than 60 countries, fighting with the financial exclusion. This is extremely important element, and also we made a commitment that by 2020, we would like to have, out of this amount that I mentioned, 500 million people across the globe financially included. So giving them the access to the financial services, giving them the access to the payment account. I would like to bring some statistics from Europe. It was a fantastic study done on European financial inclusion. And we see that at the moment, there are more than 200 million people in Europe financially excluded. So this is not a domain for only not developed economies. This is not a domain for such countries like and continents like Latin America, Africa. This is also domain for good economies, for wealthy countries. So 29% of all Europeans above 15 years are financially excluded. They never had access to any payment product. So let's look at Bulgaria. We are here. 47% of the people in Bulgaria above 15 years never had access to any financial instrument. And at the same time having a challenge to be connected and being participant of the global economy, I need to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is incredible high number. On the other hand, of course, we can tell that this is a fantastic opportunity for many industries, including banking industry, including payment industry, but this is incredible high number. I want to emphasize this and repeat it again. That shows that this is one of the biggest challenges in a new economy. So, of course, we support government across the globe, how to do it. I want just to give a few examples, so how to do it and what is so important. Most probably the word Internet of Things or Internet of Everything during this conference will be repeated very, very often. In our view, Internet of Things and Internet of Everything without inclusion of everyone at the same time, it's just a phrase. Internet of I will repeat, because in my view, this is the DNA why financial inclusion matters and why this is the big challenge for the whole world. Internet of Everything without inclusion of everyone is nothing, it's just a phrase. So each and every connected device, something what we have granted here in this room, it's not granted outside of this room. So we have to bear in mind this while facing this challenge. So financial inclusion as such is starting with identity. We developed across the globe several different programs connecting identity. Each and every citizen has ID, and it's connected or can be connected to the payments world, to the connected world within a smart, state-of-the-art, innovative payment solutions using, firstly, and what comes to the first mind, it's a mobile phone. A couple of examples are from Africa, South Africa, Nigeria, Egypt are the examples where we developed and gave the access to the financial services for millions of people over there, working very closely with the government and using the mobile platforms and combining citizens' IDs with the payment functionality. So such development have been for the first time the moment giving those people the access. And if we bear in mind what's happening in Europe, what's happening in Central Eastern Europe, what's happening in the Balkans, in Bulgaria particularly, having these 47% of the people financially excluded, it's a big challenge. I mean, we definitely can do